Welcome into the Dallas Cowboys Report by Chat Sports, presented today by our good friends over at ButcherBox. Thanksgiving is just around the corner. If you're tired of trying to figure out which grocery store meat is good or bad, or maybe just somewhere in the middle, ButcherBox takes the guesswork out of it, and they're giving you a free 10 to 14-pound turkey just in time for Thanksgiving with that first order. Head over to butcherbox.com/NFL Daily and use code NFL Daily to claim the deal. All right, Cowboys versus Lions this week. Some injury news and stuff we'll get into, plus some overview of where these two teams sit. But if you want the Cowboys to beat the Lions, you need to like today's video right now. It is backed by science, and we have the actual data to prove when you like the video, Cowboys are more likely to win. It's not an accident. In the last 4 games the Cowboys have played, the lowest like percentage relative to views was the Eagles game. I don't think that's an accident, guys. Don't be the person who jinxes the Cowboys into losing a game they should absolutely win. Like the video for me right now. Let's get into that injury news and notes update here. Dak is back. That is the reality of the situation here, thankfully, for the Cowboys. He is primed to return to the Cowboys this week. Get the start. He is practicing fully, was a full participant on Wednesday. Mike McCarthy said today he'll be a full participant on Thursday as well. So barring the dreaded S word, that setback, Dak is going to return for the Cowboys and should be a big boost to an offense that, make no mistake, needs it. Now, if you're like me and you're hyped about Dak being back for the Cowboys, flood the comment section with a 4. Don't let the Dak trolls outnumber you. Spam 4 for me. I guess that works. In the comment section right now. From 4 to 88, the latest on CeeDee Lamb. He is expected to be limited at practice today on Thursday. I will make note, Dak comes out and the rest of the team comes out for practice, and then all the media availability is over, and there's no real updates on that one. Mike said he was going to be, Mike McCarthy said he'd be limited between limited and full, which means limited in the end, but he's also expected to play against the Lions. Lamb has been a bit nicked up a little bit throughout this year, but a good sign for a team that could have some success, as we'll get into, against a not-so-good Lions secondary and defense. The rest of the injury report, this is all from Wednesday, which I will make note was a much lighter day for the Cowboys. Coming off Sunday Night Football, they took it easy that day, trying to help guys get healthy, stay healthy throughout the year. Dalton Schultz and his knee, big day coming Thursday. I'm going to put him as questionable for now, but he was a full participant on Wednesday, so good news there. Jason Peters made a quick recovery from that chest injury. He was a full participant. Neville Gallimore has battled that shoulder neck. He looks fine. He'll be good to go. Quinton Bohanna had the shoulder neck. My bad. Neville Gallimore popped up on the injury report with that wrist injury. Sounds like he's fine. Devin Harper as well with the Achilles, with the one open roster spot remaining for most likely a Damone Clark return at some point soon. Now, the Cowboys are big favorites this week. Almost a complete swing from 7-point dogs to 7-point favorites against the Eagles on the road, against now the Lions at home. Detroit is coming off their bye, which I think does benefit them, gives them extra prep time to figure out what the hell is wrong with that defense. As we'll get into, got the scoring numbers up here right now. This is a bottom-tier defense in the entire NFL. But the Lions and Dan Campbell, a Cowboys legend, by the way, have been scrappy and fighty outside of a disaster Week 5 effort where they got smoked by the Patriots 29-0. They almost rallied against the Philadelphia Eagles. They did beat the Commie Commanders in Week 2. Almost upset the Vikings in Week 3. Almost upset the Seahawks in Week 4, and then got smoked by the Patriots. So the Lions will fight. They will scratch and claw and be competitive throughout the game if you don't put them away early. So with that in mind, who you got? I'm spamming my C, but I want to hear from you guys. C for the Cowboys, L for the Lions. It's the pinned comment on today's show. So if the ad break comes here on YouTube, cool, take advantage of it. Head down there, C or L. Instead of keys to the game this week, let's look at the advantages on both sides when the Lions have the football, when the Cowboys have the football. So first up, the Lions passing offense against the Cowboys pass defense. The advantage does go to the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm not being negative about the Lions' passing offense. They've actually been pretty good so far this year. Some numbers we'll get into here in a minute. But first, today's show is made possible by our good friends over at Butcher Box. They take the guesswork out of finding high-quality meat and seafood you can actually trust. You get free shipping to the continental U.S. and no surprise fees. Don't just take my word for it or Butcher Box word for it. Baby Olivia would never lie. She's perfect, and she loves Butcher Box. Gave her some of the beef for a burger. She thought it was incredible. Some of the better food she's eaten overall there. They've also got exclusive member deals so you can save big on your favorite cuts. And outside of the Cowboys playing on Thanksgiving, the number one source of stress is oftentimes Thanksgiving dinner. Not anymore, thanks to Butcher Box. They're offering you free turkey with your first order. Sign up today at butcherbox.com/NFL Daily and use code NFL Daily to get one 10 to 14 pound turkey free in your first box. That's a big bird for free. Butcherbox.com/NFL Daily and use code NFL Daily to claim that deal. It's in the comment section and the description as well. Over now to when the Lions pass. So I got three different numbers on screen here, both for the Lions offense and the Cowboys defense. Number one is just your simple yards per game allowed. How do you rank overall? The Lions have the number 7 passing offense. The Cowboys have the number 4 passing defense, so they've been very good in that area. Next up is where they rank in DVOA. It's nerd number, but it factors in level of competition and gets rid of the, bad team argument, right? That's where the Lions aren't as good. They're 15th there. Dallas right in line in 3rd. Next up is EPA. That is not the Environmental Protection Agency. It's expected points added, more and more used by the NFL and their teams and media. It just takes, okay, here was the play. How impactful was it, the end result, to getting points on that drive? So you big play, super advantageable there, right? Lions are 19th in expected points added, so there's some volume stuff going on in the passing yards per game there. Cowboys defense is 6th in EPA. They've been top 5 pretty clearly there. The Cowboys definitely have the advantage. All right, over now to the Lions ground game and the Cowboys run defense. The advantage, again, I think unquestionably, is in favor of the Detroit Lions. I will make note, the Cowboys run D is not as bad as I think people want to make it out to be. But this Lions ground game is awesome, even as bad as they were against the Patriots in Week 5. They're 8th in yards per game, 6th in DVOA, 4th in EPA. The Lions run the football as good as any team in the NFL, and they will try to run the football a lot since that's their strength on offense. And the Cowboys' weakness, if there is one on defense, is on the ground. They're 19th in yards allowed per game, 17th in DVOA, so around average, 12th though in expected points added. So it's more of a volume thing than an efficiency issue for the Cowboys. Keep an eye on what Detroit tries to do. DeAndre Swift could be back for this game. He's been really effective and dynamic on the ground when healthy. He's been a bit banged up this year, I should say. The Cowboys are not the defensive tackles. That's not been their problem in the ground game. The problem has been their linebackers and safeties getting out of their gap assignment, missing tackles. Their edges beyond Tank Lawrence and kind of Micah not setting it that well. Dorrance Armstrong's been a great pass rusher this year. Hasn't been good against the run. And when the Cowboys allow the offense to get to the outside on the run, they have issues. Teams have had success running left at Trayvon Diggs away from Tank and Micah. The Lions should have that identified and do something similar. Can Dan Quinn adjust? We'll find out on Sunday. Now, we'll be live, of course, on Sunday because this is the #1 Cowboys YouTube channel, and I will never miss a Cowboys game for you guys here. Didn't miss one for baby Olivia. Not going to miss this one. Hit that big red button and subscribe. Free videos every single day. And as a reminder, the Cowboys Report, 137,000+ subscribers. The actual official Detroit Lions YouTube channel, 71.5K. Get wrecked, Detroit. Let's go now to when the Cowboys have the football. The Cowboys passing offense against the Detroit passing defense with the return of Dak Prescott, advantage Cowboys. But even if Cooper Rush was out there, you still might want to go with the Cowboys, right? Here are the numbers. Again, same numbers as before. Passing yards per game allowed by Detroit, 26. They are dead last in DVOA and EPA. Cowboys not that much better. Again, the passing offense has not been very good, but the Lions' pass defense is terrible. And I think the biggest impact you will see with the return of Dak Prescott is on third downs. Here's a look at the success rate. This is not the same as conversion rate. The difference here is like, hey, it is 3rd and 15. We picked up 13 yards. That is a successful play because you might be able to go for it, but it's not the same as getting the first down. So it's a little bit more accurate for down and distance situations here. The Cowboys are, with Cooper Rush this year at the helm, are 30th in third down pass success rate. They have been terrible, but they're 4th in run success rate, which why? Kellen, 4th and 1. Run the football, my guy. Don't do the play action boost. Say that for first down. That's even more successful. They've been great on the ground in third down situations, but they're only 26th overall. Now, last year with Dak Prescott, they were 11th in passing success rate, which is much improved. Also not quite where he's been previously in his career. So it's actually a bit of a down year. The struggles down the stretch were on third downs, in particular with the offensive lineman issues. The rushing success rate was way lower, though. So if you take that rush success rate this year and plug it into even just the okay passing success rate last year, you got a top 10 team on third downs as opposed to a bottom 7 team on third downs. They were 11th overall last year. That includes the late season swoon when your offensive line was a bit of a dumpster fire. Been better a bit this year. Third downs killed this Cowboys offense with rush. That is where you need your franchise quarterback to be a lot better. Or you notice to avoid the third downs altogether. That's different conversation. We talked about it earlier last month. Throw it on first. It works really well for the Cowboys. In the meantime, predict the score for me. Cowboys against the Lions. I'll give you my score prediction at the end of today's video, so make sure you guys are tuned in. Let's talk running games now. The Cowboys run offense, Detroit run defense, advantage heavily in favor of your Dallas Cowboys. That's already a 3-2 advantage in worst case scenario there, folks. The Cowboys' rushing yards per game are only 16th, but again, that's a bit of a volume stat. Now, their DVOA rank relative to opposing defense is actually 6th. Their rushing offense, but points out, it's 17th against some volume stats in there. Detroit sucks, guys. Now, they're a bit better DVOA-wise, but there's some volume stats going on in there, too. The efficiency numbers are more DVOA, 6th versus 17th. When the Cowboys have wanted to run the football, they haven't actually run that many plays, though. That's been a big factor for their ground control offense, and it comes back to their third down woes, right? Cowboys should have immense success on offense. Our final one is coaching. I'll take the Cowboys out. I think it's even. I like Dan Campbell a lot. I want to give Mike McCarthy some credit here, though. You went 4-1 with Cooper Rush. That's impressive. Now, there are still those moments of, Mike, what are we doing out there? Why did you not challenge that third down catch? Why did you believe the refs, who suck? His knee was down. My guy, challenge it. Don't go tempo and then run a bad play call. Like you got to override Kellen Moore there. But the Lions aren't winning football games either. And that's an issue, and that's why I went even, because I like Dan Campbell, but at a certain point, your coach got to win. Now, what the Cowboys also got to do is dial back those penalties. Our wall of shame. The penalty leaders so far this year, Tyler Smith has 5, although 2 of them were declined. Place he got beat and got held on, but, whatever. Hendershot's got 4. That's your backup tight end, getting a little bit iffy there. Terrence Steele has 4, but they all came in week 1, so much better since then. Kelvin Joseph has way too high of a percentage of penalties versus snaps, a couple on special teams. Sam Williams has 3. 2 of them, though, were declined, but those are your penalty leaders. Everyone else has 2, 1, or 0. The Cowboys really had penalty problems against the Eagles, so we're bringing it back. Type in flags to bully the Cowboys, their coaching staff, and their players into committing fewer penalties. Flood the comments section for me with some flags. I did promise you, though, before I go, a score prediction. How about the first 30-point game the Cowboys have scored all year long? I've got the Cowboys taking down the Lions 31-21. There's a garbage time score there for Detroit. I think Dallas can, should, and will dominate this game against a not-so-good Lions team. Prove me right, Dallas. Show me that you are a potential real playoff threat this year. Step one is beating bad teams and covering the spread. I've got them doing that against the Lions.